Turmoil has engulfed the Galactic Republic. The taxation of trade routes to outlying star systems is in dispute. Taxation-based turmoil! I'm gonna get into this more later, but this is something that's a bit overblown, claiming that one of the things the prequels are about is taxes and trade routes. The problem is this really should not have been the first lines of the opening crawl. The opening crawl is to establish the current situation in as simple a manner as possible. The second paragraph establishes that the Trade Federation is greedy and has set up a blockade to stop shipping to Naboo. That is more relevant information and more interesting than taxing trade routes. I think you can keep the same information in the crawl, but reorder it. Start off with, the greedy Trade Federation is blockading the peaceful planet of Naboo for unknown reasons. Some say it's over tax disputes, while others suspect more sinister motivations. It sounds more mysterious, yet conveys the same exposition. Yeah, let's talk about Amidala for a second. I have made fun of Queen Amidala's appearance and other things before, and I'm gonna keep doing so now. Why the hell does she look like this? Why does she look like this in-universe and out-of-universe? Out-of-universe, I kind of get it, because they want to give her a unique, merchandisable look, while also trying to hide the big revelation later on. But did nobody look at this design and think, this is goofy and no one will take her seriously? I mean, if you look at this scene with no knowledge of this movie, wouldn't you assume she was the court jester, not the queen? And then there's just the bizarre in-universe. Maybe Naboo has some stupid tradition where queens dress up like this in elaborate robes and makeup, especially since the queen in the next movie does so too. But that's the best explanation, because nobody else on Naboo looks like this! And it's just jarring every time we see her suddenly wearing these elaborate, ridiculous outfits and makeup. I mean, the only other explanation is that Diamanda Hagen conquered this planet years ago, and they just carried on the tradition. And thus it's time for the Senate scene. Palpatine and Amidala have come to state their case concerning the invasion. The Trade Federation objects to this a couple of times, and okay, her latest outfit was already kind of silly, but why the hell did they need to add the high shoulders? Did Strife and the Batman from the Technus Imperative stop by and tell her, "No, make your shoulders really tall. It makes you intimidating"?
There. Sure glad I don't look stupid in this.
Anyway, the Trade Federation representative says there's no proof of the allegations about invasion and that they need to send a commission to ascertain the truth, aka caring more about the civility and rules of procedure than actually helping. As Palpatine points out, Valorum will concede to these demands. He asks Amidala if she'll defer her motion so they can send someone to investigate. What about those two Jedi representatives who were there? The ones the Chancellor requested be sent? You can't say they've got a bias. They're not from Naboo and have no political stake in whoever wins. Or can they not come in because they were a secret? I will not defer. I have come before you to resolve this attack on our sovereignty now. I was not elected to watch my people suffer and die while you discuss this invasion in a committee. I was elected to be the most fabulous-looking person on Naboo, and damn it, I'm succeeding! She calls for a vote of no confidence, and the rest of the Senate seems to agree with her. So a repeated criticism of this movie, and the prequels overall, is that it's too boring. Too much talk. Too much about trade negotiations and long-winded tax debates, and yeah, that's horse crap. That is not really a problem with this movie. There is one scene taking place in the Senate. It is 2.5 minutes long in a 2-hour, 16-minute movie. It is by no means a good scene, most certainly, but it is not the end-all, be-all descriptor of why these movies don't work. It exists to fulfill its purpose, establish that the Republic is not going to help, and to set up Palpatine's takeover of the Republic. We're not watching a Senate filibuster here. It's not an issue that the scene exists. But, you know what doesn't work with this? The acting. And I don't just mean in the movie. It's a problem in the comic, too. Amidala is so stiff and lifeless. She's supposed to be angrily proclaiming that she's not gonna let this crap go, but she looks utterly bored. And I'm sorry, but the non-acting and lack of emotion is not helped by the fact that she looks like a clown. While the movies are unfairly maligned as being about trade negotiations and Senate debates, a lack of passion in this scene makes it come across like a boring procedural meeting on C-SPAN 3. Political intrigue in science fiction can work just fine. It can be interesting and engaging even for little kids because it's ultimately about friends and enemies and cunning maneuvers. As a reminder, we had almost 10 minutes of space NASCAR. These movies do not lack action scenes. It's just a scene we've been building up to get Amidala here. The point of the first half of the movie instead just has Emmett Kelly calmly reciting the Gettysburg Address.